Give her tits, bud.
Hey, it's Corona time right now. It's Corona time.
If you're not on a watch list, you're not
It's
trying
Corona
hard enough.
time.
Why listen to Firearms Radio?
Hey, it's
This is
Corona time right
2015.
now.
Do it for children.
It's
They are
Corona
not ready to
time.
be uncomfortable.
It's Corona time.
Oh,
Hey,
God,
it's
you guys are a
Corona
bunch of
time
drunks.
right now.
If you don't have an AR-15, you're wrong. Fix yourself.
It's Corona time. It's Corona time. Hey, it's Corona time right now.
You know, I gotta say,
Hello to all you
I'm so
patriots
happy.
out there in podcast
No,
land, and
I
welcome to Ian Interrupting.
I don't. I'm so happy the Taco Bell dog found work after the commercial contract ended. Like, I mean,
It took a while.
Great.
Yeah.
It's a comeback.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. Now you can start.
Welcome to episode 218 of Canadian Patriot Podcast, the #1 Mexican beer review podcast in Canada. We're recording on March 16th, 2020.
My name is Ian. I'm a hobby farmer and doomsday LARPer on Vancouver Island. LARPing no more.
My name's Dave, competitive shooter, match director, and outdoorsman.
I'm Gavin, warrior of their wasteland, the Ayatollah of rock and roll, and hoarder of TP.
As always, my name is Andrew. I'm a recovering libertarian, a competitive shooter, and a firearms instructor at Ragnarok Tactical. We'd love to hear your feedback about the show. Please visit CanadianPatriotPodcast.com/feedback or send us email directly at feedback@CanadianPatriotPodcast.com. You can find the show on the internet.
Well, you can check the podcast out on Facebook.com/Canadian Patriot Podcast and Instagram at Instagram.com/Canadian Patriot Podcast.
And we need your help to support the show. Visit patreon.com/CPP and become a Patreon. You can get a better quality version of the show for just $1 per episode. The more you pledge, the better the rewards are. Show you're not a communist and buy a CPP t-shirt for just $19.99 plus shipping and theft. And visit Canadian Patriot Podcast homepage at follow the link on the right. Now, Andrew's favorite part of the show.
God, what are you drinking? It's where I ask you, what are you drinking?
This is a
We're going to start with the Ayatollah of rock and rolla.
I'm drinking Canadian Club and Coke Zero this evening.
Nice. Ian, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking some atrazine-free well water.
Because
That's
you
how
don't
you
like
say
it
it.
when they put the chemicals in the water that turn the freaking frogs gay?
That's correct, and it was doubly cycled through the Berkey just to make it extra clean.
It's
Ooh,
good.
clean
Your
ass
Berkey,
water.
are you using the white filters as well as the blacks? Get all the chlorine and whatever else the white one gets out?
Well, there's no chlorine in well water, so there's not much point. So it's got the black coconut husk filters that are not the ceramic ones, and yeah, good to go.
Not the ceramic ones. Fancy.
Oh.
Dave, what are you drinking?
Drinking some low-calorie beer, just staying on that diet and, trying to enjoy myself.
Low calorie sounds like a lot of words for saying light.
Yeah.
Well, low calorie, low carb. They call itself low carb, I think. It's Michelob
Can you even
Ultra.
call it beer at that point?
Well, it says there's an alcohol percentage. 4%.
I mean, I think I'm going to give Ultra, like Michelob Ultra, I'm going to give a pass on that because it's not marketed as a light beer.
It's true.
Yeah.
And of all of the American light beers, Mick Ultra is not terrible.
Yeah, no, it's
so
I
I'm
still don't know
going
why
to
you
give it
call
a
it
pass now
beer.
that we know what it is.
Yeah.
it's 4% and it's quite tasty, and at least it's better than water.
Yeah, no, I'm like I said, Michelob Ultra gets a pass from the light beer hate train.
Sure.
Drinking my first batch of Coors Original.
Banquet. It's good stuff. It's tasty.
But it's not Banquet, and
Oh, what is it?
I don't know.
It's Banquet that's not Banquet.
It's
I'm
Banquet.
confused.
It's
How is it
made
not
by
Banquet?
Molson's now.
Oh, it's the East Coast stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is that-
It tastes different. And I mean, to be fair, I normally would only buy it in the stubby bottle. I don't normally buy Banquet in a can. So maybe it's just can taste. Maybe that's what it is. But they discontinued the stubby bottles, which makes my inner hipster pretty fucking sad. So the stubby
I like-
bottles were really nice for home brewing because they were short and take up less space. And they're pry tops, so like you can recap them.
Mhm.
So I'm
Yeah.
I'm really disappointed that that was a good way to get stubby bottles, and now I can't.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I mean, alcohol was the solution and cause of your problem. You're brewing
It's
alcohol.
true.
That's the problem. The solution is to buy beer and drink it and have empties to bottle your beer with.
Right. So I'm on the tall boy, but I don't know. Maybe it's the can or maybe it's something else.
I
It
was
doesn't
never a fan
taste
of-
quite the same.
I'm not gonna lie, I was never a fan of the tall boy, even on the Coors Banquet. I always preferred the stubby can. But had to be cold though. But it's a tasty beer.
Well,
I find
just
it's like a
like
good
beer.
hard work beer.
Mm.
Yeah, I also like beer. I'm with Gavin on that. Beer is
Yeah.
good.
Yes,
Beer is proof
Right.
that God loves me and wants me to be happy.
Yeah.
Right? That's how that goes.
he left it for us to figure out, and we put all the ingredients together and made awesomeness.
Well, it wasn't really all that hard. We just had like a bunch of wheat or something that just got wet and it fermented, and then someone drank it and was like, "I feel dizzy. This is awesome."
Well, he
They
wanted
just
us to
kinda-
have it early, you know.
Woo!
Kind of refined it over the years and made
He
it a
didn't-
little bit better. But
He didn't want us to have to wait a couple thousand years for it. He wanted us to have it right away.
Fun story about the naming of my child. When we were trying to pick names for my firstborn son, I suggested to my mother-in-law and my wife that Adolf would be a great name in honor of Adolf Coors, the brewer of one of my favorite beers. And I got it by my mother-in-law, but it lasted about 4 seconds in front of my wife before that got completely shot down.
that will happen. That will happen.
I mean, you don't really think Dolph Lundgren is actually his real first name.
Yeah, no, not so much.
I never thought about it, but you're probably right.
The A is silent.
The A is very silent with that one.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, for people of Eastern European heritage, you could always name it after one of the founders of Adidas.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Adolf
All right,
and
let's.
Rudy Dassler, two brothers. I don't know.
Something like that. Yeah.
That's not the news. I'm all thrown off. I was gonna say let's do the news, but that's at the bottom of the show to see how drunk I get and if I feel like talking about it. Spoiler alert: it won't be that drunk. I only have I've got 3 beers in front of me, and then I'm not going to get more out of the fridge because I'm rationing. That's how an apocalypse works, right?
Yeah.
What you got in the house is what you got for the rest of the time.
So
Yeah.
I need to save some for next week.
Yeah.
So the first thing on the agenda tonight, we're going to talk about the Conservative Party candidates' response to the coronavirus outbreak. So I've got 2 emails that came in, one from Aaron O'Toole and one from Peter McKay. So I'm going to do my best to read both, and then we can compare and contrast and talk shit about them.
They wrote this to you, or who is this addressed to?
Yes, they personally write me correspondence to say what they think their political... No, if you're on the Conservative Party mailing list, you likely got these emails.
Oh, okay, I probably just deleted them.
Yeah. I also
Yeah.
got one from.
Man, I mean, they've been
Oh, where
spamming
is
the
it?
shit out of my inbox. I've been getting pretty annoyed. So.
Derek Sloan. I got one from Derek Sloan as well. We can add.
All right.
I don't believe I got that, but if you want to read that one, I'm done.
Yeah.
And if you want to get spammed by your federal political party,
And I
sign
mean
up for the
fucking
Liberals
spam.
because they send at least one a day. The Liberal Party mailing list is intense.
Is it 45 minutes late?
Well, it certainly doesn't
Probably.
seem to be on time. That was embarrassing today. Okay, on to this, and then we can talk trash about Trudeau and his 45-minute being late to his own press conference thing that was on, national TV.
Yeah.
Whatever,
Whatever,
minor
somehow.
detail.
Mhm.
All right, so this one's from Aaron O'Toole. It's time to put Canada on a war footing. Today, our government should 1. Invoke the Emergencies Act, giving the government the power to prohibit travel, enforce self-isolation, and control assemblies. 2. Make use of the capabilities of the Canadian Armed Forces. Having spent 12 years in the military, I know the talents, resourcefulness, and dedication of our men and women in uniform. It's time for the Prime Minister to work with the Chief of Defense Staff to get the military ready to assist the health sector and help in any other ways they can in the days and weeks ahead. 3. Mobilize Canadian industry. We know that we're facing shortages of protective equipment for health professionals today, and we need to be ready for shortages of ventilators in the weeks ahead. Now is the time for the Prime Minister to ask Canadian companies to rapidly ramp up production. The Canadian people have risen to face adversity before. We have the people and the resources to meet this challenge. From our men and women in uniform, to our scientists and researchers, to entrepreneurs and world-leading innovators. Now is the time to put our government and our economy on a war footing with leadership from the top.
Wow.
Yeah, moving. Onward, McKay. We need a serious action and we need it now. There is an agreement on the actions to take to slow the spread of COVID-19. Taking action on the economy needs to start now. First bullet point. Raise the basic personal exemption to $30,000 effective 2019 tax year onward. Second bullet point. Declare a tax holiday and bring money back into the Canadian economy. Third bullet point. Zero interest loans for businesses affected by COVID-19 so paychecks can still go out. Fourth bullet point. End the carbon tax now. This will give every individual who earns at least $30,000 per year an immediate $2,200 refund check if they've already filed their 2019 taxes. For a married or common law couple, the difference is $4,400. I'm editorializing, but implying that you couldn't fucking multiply, but all right.
Oh.
The cost to the Canadian Treasury is over $30 billion, but this is the kind of stimulus the country needs. Before the government spends on new programs, we should help people help themselves with their own money. There are wealthy Canadians who have funds held overseas. We all know this. The government should immediately declare a tax holiday so those funds can be brought to Canada without penalty. We need that money in our economy now, more than ever. Many industries will be hit hard. We need to help employers keep up their payrolls. Zero interest loans are the way to do that. A carbon tax only works by making life more expensive. We need to stimulate the economy, not hold it back. The government should immediately scrap the carbon tax and help make life more affordable. Alex, there's more that can be done, but these 4 points go a long way to helping Canada get through this and recover. Please donate to your local food bank. Also, my name is not Alex. That's just the way the email reads. The email was addressed to me by my correct name, and then midstream it cucks to fucking Alex.
Close enough.
Autocorrect or something.
Right.
Do you want to hit that one from Sloan, and we can compare and contrast all three?
Yeah, so this one, just for context, came at 12:30 today, so 30 minutes before Trudeau was supposed to go on. But Gavin, why is Canada's border still open? Yesterday, Dr. Theresa Tam, Canada's Chief Public Health Officer, said, "Our window to flatten the curve on the epidemic is narrow. We all need to act now. COVID-19 is a serious public health threat. And yet the best that PM Trudeau can do is to simply say that nothing is off the table when it comes to closing the border. Last Friday, Trudeau announced that Canada would be merely reducing the number of airports bringing in overseas flights and that there would be extra screening measures for incoming flights. He also said his government is starting to look at countries of origin and other measures we can take. Trudeau is only starting to take a look at this. Trudeau has my sympathy for the situation that his wife Sophie faces now that she has contracted the coronavirus. The Trudeau family are in our prayers, but that doesn't mean he can be let off the hook for his negligence in failing to act more quickly. For weeks, the Liberals have been saying that stopping flights or adding screening would do nothing to stop the spread of COVID-19. But according to Public Health Canada, 80% of the 152 cases of COVID-19 as of Friday morning resulted from people who traveled outside of Canada and brought it back with them. As of Sunday evening, there were 304 confirmed cases in Canada. We have imported this virus, but it is taking our government too long to admit that even tightening the border is a good idea, let alone closing it. As our Chief Public Health Officer said, we need to act now. Yes, we need to provide our healthcare workers, both at the border and in every Canadian city, with the tools they need to contain this pandemic. This is a matter of great urgency, but other action is needed. As a candidate for the leadership of the Conservative Party of Canada, I am calling on Trudeau government to close the border to overseas visitors immediately. Donate.
I continue to be underwhelmed by this guy.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I know he's like a first-year MP, and he's a millennial, right? He was born in the middle 80s.
Yeah, he
Does
kind
that
of
make
looks
him a
like one.
millennial?
Yeah.
Technically.
Or is he
Yeah.
a Gen Z?
No,
I
he's
don't
a
remember.
millennial. I mean, he certainly looks like one. I mean, for anyone that can see it, like that's him right there. So yeah, I'd say he's a millennial.
Looks like Luke
All right,
Perry.
well,
So basically, just to recap, so O'Toole wants to institute martial law and institute some slave labor to get shit done. McKay wants to think that the coronavirus is going to be affected by how much tax we pay. And then the third guy kind of just rambles. Says boo on Trudeau.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like, and I'm all with boo on Trudeau. That's not
Yeah,
wrong. And showing
Yeah.
up again,
We have a whole show for that.
yeah, exactly. But
showing up at 1:40 for your 1:00 press conference that happens in front of your residence. I
Yeah,
mean,
pretty
it's not like
low-key
you can
effort.
blame traffic.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Saying you're going to invoke martial law, I feel like that's like not a good campaign policy. I don't know. Call me
Well,
stupid.
I don't know. So this is the thing. Like, I get that O'Toole's trying to tout his military bona fides by doing this because he's like,
Yeah.
I was in the Canadian Forces and I know how the military works. And look at me, rah rah rah, like neo-conservative, right?
Yeah.
So I get that aspect of it, but I don't see what value the Emergencies Act gives them. And honestly, I wouldn't put it past the current government to invoke the Emergencies Act to get this for themselves, right? Like, we're going to prohibit travel. We're going to force people to quarantine themselves, and we're going to prevent people from assembling in public places. We're also going to start confiscating people's property, and we're going to declare who can go in and out of the country. So,
His daddy did
I'm
it,
not
so
saying
he
that this
could
is
do
a
it.
this is not a uniquely like conservative thing, but this is a particularly neocon talking point, and I don't really care for it. But I also wouldn't put it by our current government if they ever get their shit together to invoke the Emergencies Act and just start federalizing things and be like, we run the grocery stores now, and also everyone else is staying home. And if you don't do that, the military will shoot you. Like, I would not put that past our current government based on their admiration of China's basic dictatorship.
I don't know. I don't think he has the parts.
You might be right. Maybe he hasn't got the parts, but it wouldn't surprise me if the government tried to pull something
Agreed.
like that.
I mean,
Right,
it
like-
forces everyone to be dependent on the government, and I hope they're not listening and get ideas by this if they haven't already. But like, it lets him tick off a lot of things on his bucket list, all in one fell swoop.
Well, and that's kind of my thing. Like, if you wanted to like really rapidly deploy some socialism, like if I were trying to figure out how to like turn the socialism knob on, this would be a really good way to do that, because I could just federalize everything that I wanted to, tell people to stay home, and tell them if they congregate in groups that I'm throwing them in jail.
Yep. You know, and then
Right,
this
like
is
if
a way
I
for
want-
them to get the ARs off the street in a way that they don't need to do it by order in council, and they don't need to do it by a vote, and people are going to get behind it because public safety, and even the gun owners that are taking them, it's like, well, we'll give it back to you after
the
this is
emergency.
done. Except then that gives them time to hold on to it and delay that for regulations to change. And it's like, oh, sorry, yeah, you're going to get it back, but now the laws have changed. We've already got it, so we're going to just melt it down.
I mean,
P.S. No money for you.
I guess that's why I was looking at this more harshly, and like, if you just wanted to flip the socialism switch and have it be socialism, I guess you're still acting in like the government will act in like not entirely bad faith.
I mean, I still think they're going to be in pretty bad faith.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I'm
They've been
outright
in
saying
bad
like
faith
this is
since
just
they've
like
gotten into power.
Yeah.
this is just like dear leader for life kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I don't disagree with
yeah.
that.
And then McKay's sort of a different approach that is, to me, slightly more palatable, but also still like woefully inadequate and fails to address the actual problems. So like, we know the economy is the thing that is faltering. I don't, and maybe I'll be wrong, and a lot of people will die, but I don't think there's going to be a lot of people die from this. Like,
Yeah, I don't
maybe I'm
think so
mistaken, but I don't think we're all going to die. This is not the thing that wipes out humanity, but this is the thing that tanks the market. Like, we've already seen this thing tank the market. This is worse than 2008.
Yeah.
Right? The Americans have already pumped how many billions of dollars in the last 2 weeks of quantitative easing into
it's
their
done-
market, and
Done nothing.
ours is tied directly into theirs, and it's still going down.
Yep.
TSX suspended trading again today after a 17% loss today or something.
Yeah. I mean, and I've said it before, and I'll probably say it many, many times moving forward, but like, yeah, I'm not worried about this stupid virus at all. I'm worried about the fallout of everything that's happening as a result of it, right? Like, the economy is not great to begin with, and then this happens, which tanks it even more. So yeah, if people are dying, it's not going to be because of this stupid virus. It's because they can't afford to live in their place or they can't eat. That's what's going to kill more people long term, I think, than this stupid virus, at least in Canada.
But their buttholes will be so clean.
So clean. Like, a thousand years from now, anthropologists will be digging through the rubble of society and find all these corpses with immaculately clean buttholes.
But zero body fat and zero flesh in their bones.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Stop hoarding toilet paper. Toilet paper is manufactured domestically. Stop hoarding toilet paper.
Stop hoarding everything, really. Like, just don't be a dick.
Yes, stop hoarding everything, which I guess changed in the past week because we took last Monday off because I was a little bit burned out and didn't want to do a show about news, and we're changing the format of the show slightly, and I still have to nail down how exactly that's all going to work. But it baffles me why people are buying all of the TP for the bungholes.
Yeah.
I was there today. Hasn't gotten better. I was at Metro in Milton. Still,
I was out shooting. I was out shooting a CQB match, and one of our shooters is a grocery store manager, and he's like, "I get 3 trucks of toilet paper a week. I can get a truck every day if I want to. Like, not like a pallet of toilet paper, a truck of toilet paper,
53 feet long.
Yeah, right. Like he can. The toilet paper is produced domestically. This is not Venezuela, but I think." Before we get into the McKay thing too far, I think I actually did figure out part of the psychology of this. Toilet paper is big, bulky, cheap, and clean. It fills a lot of lower order functional needs, like in terms of like physical security, because it's a big, bulky item that's clean that you feel good about having, and it's cheap to acquire. Because what's a couple of rolls of toilet paper? $5?
Yeah. So you can hug it and feel better.
And you're going to use it sooner or later.
Down and fresh.
Well, I don't think that people are buying it because they know they can use it and it's not going to go bad. I think it's more like a subconscious comfort item because it's cheap to buy a bunch of, and it's clean. Like it's that white, that snow white. Like it looks good. It's clean. It's in plastic wrap. They can put it on their shelf and they can look at it and be like, "I'm prepared." So I think it fills a lot of lower level psychological needs. I think that's why people are hoarding it, because it's taken me some time to try and work out why, for a respiratory virus, why is everybody worried about buying all the toilet paper? And I think it's because it's something that's easy to afford and makes them feel good based on its packaging and appearance.
We'll be starving to death and all of this other stuff because there's no food, but at least I'm shitting in comfort.
Well, I don't think people are buying it because they're shitting in comfort. I think your average idiot doesn't know how to make food.
That's also probably very true.
Well,
what kind of food keeps longer than a few days?
We should talk about this. So remind me when we get down a little bit after the McKay thing. We should talk about preps and stuff because I want to touch on some of the food that I can't find in my grocery store and some of the food that I can. And again, I think this goes into the TP thing. So on to the McKay bit. I don't agree with what he's doing, but I some of these ideas I do not find terribly offensive, like raising the personal basic income exemption to $30,000. Abso-fucking-lutely. Let's do that. We don't need to do that because of a virus. Let's just do that.
That's just a good idea.
While we're at it, maybe we could make a flat tax.
Yeah. Or just none.
Or also an option.
Yeah. I mean, go big or go home.
Declaring a tax holiday, again, if you're a Canadian citizen and you have money outside of the country, I don't think we need a holiday. I think we just need to stop putting barriers in your way of having your money in this country. And part of that is our needlessly aggressive taxation system. So that's why they're hiding it in offshore accounts. Also, wealthy Canadians have funds overseas. We all know this thing. Yes. They put it overseas because the tax consequences are too high here. So fix the tax consequences in this country.
Yeah.
If you're a Canadian,
spending the money here, and then by the fact that they spend the money here, the government will get some of it from their taxes. other than just
Exactly. So, stop burdening people that have money who are Canadians, who have Canadian citizenship. I'm not saying every Tom, Dick, and Harry from all over the world that comes here to buy property in Vancouver should be able to bring their money into the country. But if you're a Canadian citizen and you have invested money outside of Canada, you should be able to freely move that money back into the country. In my not so very humble opinion about taxes. What good does it do us to have them hiding it overseas? They're only doing that to avoid paying taxes on it here. Just remove the disincentive.
Right.
And then I think that the next one I don't so much agree with McKay on. Zero interest loans for businesses. Because, he specifically says businesses affected by COVID-19. I'm going to go with no. Zero interest loans means the taxpayers are paying for the interest on that because Bank of Canada is at what's the interest rate today? 0.75? Something like this? Bank of Canada reduced their interest rate late last week. I think the rate today is 0.75. So why would the government give businesses zero interest loans when the interest rate from Bank of Canada is 0.75? So you're going to be paying 0.75 plus 1.5 at your bank? So you're paying 2.5% interest? Piss off. Go get a loan like a normal person. The government should not be subsidizing any business, and this whole business is affected by COVID-19, I am sure is just a scam to benefit the businesses that McKay wants to benefit. I'm trying to think what business his family's involved in. It's not potatoes. That's the current finance minister. It escapes me what McKay's family is involved in.
Well, where's he from?
I don't remember.
You want the current health minister's name?
No. McKay,
no.
What's he into?
The current finance minister is part of the McCain potato empire, which is why I'm getting confused, because all those potato eaters, Mix and Max, are all sort of the same. I can say that because a large part of my family is Irish. It's not racist if I do it.
And they eat a lot of potatoes.
So I disagree with this. If a business voluntarily is closing or reducing their hours or not doing it sucks, but you're a business, figure it out.
Yep.
And then end the carbon tax. Now and again, I'm on board with that, but I don't think we need to do it because there's a virus. Just end the carbon tax. So I guess 3 out of 4 for the wrong reasons ain't bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, I think you need a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B with between O'Toole and McKay. I mean, we need some tax help and get open for business under McKay, but we also need a little bit more done about the whole, close our borders and whatnot for the time being until this whole thing calms down. And but
that's the thing is I don't agree with either of them on most of this. In principle, but some of the ideas are not bad. They're just doing it for the wrong reasons. We should probably close the border, but we should just do that because we're
we should have done that 5 years ago.
Yeah,
right. We should fix our tax system, but we should just do that.
Yeah,
because
I mean, if this is the catalyst that makes it all happen, then great. But it's not because of this that we should be doing this. We should be doing it because we should be doing it.
Yeah, that's my thing. So, I don't trust McKay as far as I can throw him. I don't care for O'Toole's brand of neoconservative politics. Basically, everyone that's running for the leadership of the Conservative Party seems awful.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, it's depressing. I'm not going to lie. I'm not hopeful. 1 iota.
You know what? I'm still going to go and punch the Conservative box on the ballot when the thing comes up next time around.
Don't have a fucking choice.
At this point, it's like the least worst candidate.
I want the least amount of socialism coming into my life.
Or coronavirus 2020. I mean, that could be our savior.
I want to pick up the poop by the clean end. How do I do that?
Yeah.
You need to get a shit stick.
I thought we already had one of those in power.
We totally do.
All right, so let's talk about the coronavirus quarantine, the self-isolation, if you will. We'll go around. We'll talk about what everybody's done. We'll talk about the self-isolation as far as it's happened. Let's start with Gavin. Gavin, last minute preparations that you had to make for the coronavirus.
So I guess, hold on, let me pull up my notes. Here we go. So I added more canned food and dry goods and some frozen vegetables to my supply. I already have a stash that's good for me for a couple of weeks, but Angela will be moving in with me tomorrow evening, so I wanted to make sure that we had enough for the two of us. And also, like I said earlier, like I'm not worried about the virus. I'm worried about the people panicking. So I wanted to just be extra safe, knowing that I had more than enough, but not like a ridiculous hoarder amount of food in order to get through a couple of weeks for the two of us. Grab some extra, hand soap and Tylenol. And I did grab a little bit extra TP. But again, like all that stuff was stuff that I already had. But like with the way that people are acting crazy and buying it all up, like I'm worried that like what I've got is going to last me as long as it's needed to last me. But then like maybe then we go into lockdown, or like some of the stores just haven't had a chance to replenish. And then I'm going to be out of TP, which is going to be so stupid when I wouldn't really need to have stocked up, but I had to because everyone bought it all up and the stores are now closed or whatever stupid reason. Also checked like the expiration dates of stuff that I had and threw out stuff that was bad. Made sure all of my mags are loaded and organized, cleaned and function tested the handguns and the ARs for reasons. Grabbed a case of water just in case, but I've got the Berkey and all of that, and running water is fine, and that's full. Topped up the car with gas. Charged my giant battery bank. Little things.
So pretty busy. Lots of little, really last minute things.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, just making sure everything is good, right? Like if I didn't do any of that stuff, would I have been fine? Absolutely, but never hurts to be a little bit better than fine,
I think that's rather the theory. Ian, did you do anything special for last minute preps?
No, surprisingly, actually, this was a very slack week. My vacation just happened to start like about a week ago, when all the full-on panic just about started. I think I had 2 days of like calm time before, but I did an honest assessment in the house there and saw what I was missing. And I actually said to the wife, I was like, "How am I supposed to survive the zombie apocalypse without peanut butter?" Because we didn't have any in the house. I was shocked. Normally I have lots. So the only thing could be accused of hoarding of this week is peanut butter from Costco. I think I grabbed 4 jars, and then but other than that, honestly, we already had everything in place. So it was pretty easy. I rotated some gas, got a couple extra jerry cans into the cars and stuff, rotated those out. Honestly, it was dog treats and some dog like biscuits and like rawhides and stuff. That was about the only thing I really could find that we were missing. So dollar stores were empty. Feed stores, I went to the feed store for the chicken food, and again, it was empty. So I spent half an hour just chatting with the owner, and they were like, "Yeah, it's pretty slack." And then that was it. Just went to the gun range, sighted in a couple rifles that were put fresh optics on. Range was empty too, so that was good. And it's been a kind of a non-event, so I've been self-isolating basically ever since.
So Ian is actually just LARPing as a prepper. All right.
This is actually the first time in my life this has actually paid off. So I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. Now I'm getting projects done around the acreage that I always want to get done. So I'm like, oh, okay. I was doing construction today, and yeah, it's just kind of life is normal. Except
right. Ian is
except for
completely unaffected by the thousands of people dying around the globe. Cool.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the goal, isn't it? Like, I mean, I do have one personal outstanding issue that I need to resolve, but that involves with having the mutual assistance group in one place. But that's neither here nor there. So,
yeah,
one thing at a time, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Dave, have you done anything special last week or so?
I mean, I took all from our chat, we all talking. So I took the warning fairly early and stocked up a couple weeks ago. I got a good 30 liters of water for myself. I made sure that my parents last week was probably the biggest thing. I made sure my mom, she needs a lot of medicine, like prescription medicine for heart and like blood thinners, diabetes, that kind of stuff. So I took the guy's warning in the chat and made sure she has like a good 90-day supply of that. So that's been taken care of. Yeah, and then I got some gunpowder off you, so I can basically load 1,000 of a couple things here, and I got lots of shotgun and pistol ammo. It's fine, so I'm pretty good that way. And then I just topped up with some stuff today that I could throw in the freezer, and I already stocked up on lots of canned goods before they're all sold out. I was at the store today. There's no canned goods to be had, so I'm glad I got what I could beforehand. All my cupboards are stuffed. I can't really fit anything more in my little apartment, so push comes to shove, most likely what will happen anyways is I'll probably retreat to my parents' fort, which is just down the street, and combine forces with them. So they got a lot more storage space, so we'll probably just make a couple pickup truck trips worth of all the stuff that I have and just move it all there in worst case scenario. But other than that, yeah, I'm pretty set. I could survive. I was good for 2 weeks before. Now I'm probably good for a solid month or longer. Month of like living comfortably, and then could live indefinitely with rice and water and a couple other things with a little bit of hunting. Go shoot some squirrels. Who cares?
Well, I mean, based on the environment you live, which is very, very urban, maybe don't shoot the squirrels next to the condo.
No, there's like farm fields and stuff
Fuck
like
those little bastards.
just on the opposite, like not far, like literally.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like walk out of town.
Yeah, no, a block away. I'm in the country, so it's obviously I'm not going to just shoot outside the door.
There's a reason we have precision 22s, Andrew.
Exactly.
I mean, that's fair.
It's so perfect. Actually, in this building, I've thought about it. There's like the corner rooms in this apartment have like these little turret rooms right on the corner. On the 4th floor, I'm sure I could get all of the squirrels within like a good 400-meter radius.
Only one way to find out.
Exactly. Just gonna take your condo over for the next hour or so. You should probably go for a walk or something.
You can just start your own wet market in the building there. Just like, fresh wild meat. Here we go.
Yeah.
It's a little nutty, but it's all right.
Yeah.
Isn't that how the whole coronavirus started?
Yeah. What's the worst that can happen?
I'm so
right?
convinced that it was done by the Umbrella Corp, but
I don't know.
It's an anagram.
I saw that video the other day of the Wuhan market. I don't know if it's actually in Wuhan, but man, it kind of all makes sense when I saw that video.
I don't know, man. Like, people have been eating weird meat since the dawn of time. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
They tore down the original market. Now it's already been destroyed.
Wow.
Got to get rid of that evidence, I guess, to make sure they can't tie it to anything,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably like the guy works at the factory, and he went there to go like eat a bat sandwich for lunch, and then it spread. But like it came out of the factory, the Umbrella Corp factory that makes all the crazy bioweapons. And yeah, he's just eating a bat sandwich at lunch like he always does on Wednesday, Like
it could be.
Meanwhile, he's like, "Is it haunted here? Or is it just me?" Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how do we know that it didn't have some sriracha on it, so we didn't even notice, right?
Andrew,
I think
what have you done?
Well, I fall in between Gavin and Ian. I did more than a little bit, but I did less than nothing. No, wait, the other way around?
More than nothing, less than
Yeah. So lots of little things.
You're the porridge that's just right.
I am. All the bears want me. Wait, what? Phrasing?
You're not wrong.
I've been pestering my employer, my day job. What's our deal for when we're working from home? Like, what's our contingency plan? Like, what happens if we have people that get sick? Because we work with overseas vendors, including a company from Northern Italy currently.
Fun.
So that's fun. And we're having a bunch of projects delayed as a result of this, and we're now getting questions from our customers because I do consulting as my day job. And we're now getting questions from our customers about what to do, what our business continuity plans are. And I've been asking for a couple of weeks, like, what are we going to do? What's the plan? Like, when are we telling people work from home? Like, I need to tell my staff what to do because I'm like in middle management. So I'm not in charge of anything, but I'm also not in charge of anything. So I'd like to know what to tell my people. Like, are we going to this place where we're working with the Italians? Are we not? Are we doing something else? Like, should I send people home? Like, what's going on? So my whole group has been approved for work from home, and we're probably not traveling anymore. So that was a big win for me. As soon as I got that news, I immediately went to the beer store. I left work, I went to the beer store, and I bought 3 cases of beer.
Celebration,
I figure
bitches.
if I'm working from home, I'm not doing it dry.
Got to live it up, and we got to take advantage of a well, not so shitty situation, I guess.
And I've been pushing to work from home for a while with my day job, so this is not like I've worked from home for other employers, and I don't mind doing it. So it's really because of the work I do, it doesn't really matter. As long as I have a computer, I'm good.
It's 2:00, and it's time to go to the range. All my work's done for the day.
I mean, no, but also not no.
Yeah.
So that was the big thing was we got changed. So my wife already works from home. I'm now working from home. Downside, of course, is my son's daycare got canceled. So now we got to get that sorted out. Other little things that we've done to get ready has basically just been extra grocery trips. And we're now at the point where we're keeping the cars and the jerry cans full of gas. So I cycled 40 liters of gas from the jerry cans into the vehicles and refilled the jerry cans. And now the cars are being kept topped up or as close to topped up as I can keep them. And we're really just doing grocery runs at this point. And we've decided that as of tomorrow, I'm just doing the curbside pickup thing. I'm not even going into the store anymore. So
It's a good call. Good call.
Which I guess takes me into the next thing is the gaps in your bug-in plan that you had to fill. So for me, that was basically groceries. The big one is to do with the baby. So longtime listeners of the show will remember 2 years ago, a little more than 2 years ago, I did a live stream from the hospital the day after my son was born. So he's 2 now. We've been doing this for a while, but we're a little light on baby stuff. So we only had about a week's worth of milk in the fridge. So we went and doubled that up. So we have at least 2 weeks on hand now. More diapers because we normally have about an extra box, like about 3 weeks worth of diapers. But with him being home from daycare now, and with the uncertainty around the supply chain, we figured, a little bit extra won't hurt. So we doubled that up. More baby wipes. I think those were on sale. I don't know. You'd have to ask my wife. We have a lot of baby wipes now, which work much better than TP for those of you that are interested.
I was gonna say keeps the butthole nice and soft.
Soft, that's right.
Stop giving away all of our secrets, guys.
Well, and the nice thing is, if you are working at home and you have too much of the corona, you can just wear one of the diapers. So you don't have to get up and you can maximize your productivity. You don't have to go to the bathroom that way.
Yeah.
That's right.
If you have a pool, you can just go in there.
Yeah,
it works when the military's on deployment.
I got to get my drops back because there's a Letterkenny drop that I really want. It says I piss outside as much as the dog does.
Yeah.
That's environmentally friendly.
Yeah. Low carbon.
So yeah, a bunch of that. And then we had a bunch of weird stuff going on in our store. So we stocked up on some things I wouldn't normally like. Normally we have a couple pounds of butter in the fridge. We're now approaching 5 pounds of butter in the fridge because for some reason last week there was no butter in the grocery store.
Can we start over?
Yes. Once more from the top. Good evening, Liberal Tim.
Hey, my name's Liberal Tim. And
what are you drinking?
Like all good liberals, I'm 42 fucking minutes late.
Yeah.
Well played.
I'm drinking
Best intro ever.
Budweiser and Jagermeister. So,
like mixed?
Tim's getting wrecked. All right.
Not mixed.
No, that's a Monday.
I'm inspired.
That'd be fucking disgusting.
Sounds like
The whole
someone
bottle
has a
that
case
tastes
for
like
Mondays.
Yeah, somebody's definitely working from home. That's for sure.
Where's your 21 pieces of flair, asshole?
Yeah.
That's more.
You know what?
Minimum.
If you want 21 pieces of flair, just make the minimum 21 pieces of flair.
But you want to do your job to a minimum level, Tim? Come on.
Yeah.
Usually, I'm a
PC
liberal.
load ladder. What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
This piece of shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, you were talking about butter.
Butter. Yeah, we
I missed that shit.
5 pounds of butter.
I feel like you're hoarding, bro.
No,
That's a lot of butter. I mean,
we go through at least a pound a week. We normally have a pound plus the open one, right? We usually have the one that's open in the next one. So.
Has anybody ever used it as lube?
I mean,
does it keep its lubricity?
Pro tip: coconut oil works
what you do in your spare time?
I just butter gets rancid.
Okay,
butter gets rancid. It's hard to get out of the sheets. It doesn't launder well. Coconut oil, organic, environmentally friendly, and easier to launder.
Can confirm.
Just,
and it smells wonderful.
Butter
doesn't taste bad
butter
either.
Doesn't.
I'm just saying. Does that stuff go bad? I've never had
butter. Does not go bad.
No.
No, this is margarine union nonsense.
No, coconut oil
Yep.
does not really go bad.
No, not coconut oil, the margarine, like butter.
You can actually,
butter.
you can actually pressure can butter too into glass jars and last at least another year and on the shelf without a fridge or a freezer. So
Interesting.
So other random stuff that we got, pancake mix. Shout out to Glenn Tate, author of 299 Days. Frickin' pancake mix and canned maple syrup. And also pancake mix we ran out of at our grocery store the one day last week. But there was a ton in another aisle.
Taint?
Glenn Tate.
Tate, not taint.
Tate, not taint.
Okay.
Extra cheese, extra frozen foods like pizza, vegetables, popsicles, because my kid loves popsicles. Like Gavin, extra Tylenol and Advil, extra olive oil, because we didn't have, I felt, enough. Extra mac and cheese, and extra canned fruits, vegetables, and meats. Shelf-stable stuff. So we didn't do anything. We just, we bought more food, basically, than we normally
have.
Well, we worked through a lot of stuff moving into this house. We were going through a lot of the older stuff and getting rid of expired stuff and trying to eat through things. And we were getting a little bit low, so I went through and kind of topped everything back up to the normal levels. Because we've been trying to save a little bit of money on groceries by eating the stuff that was on hand in the pantry. But it was okay, well now I only have a couple of weeks worth of food in the pantry, so I'm going to do this to offset it. So I'd say we're easily over a month on normal food, as long as we don't lose power. If we lose the freezer, then I lose at least a week's worth of food, probably 2. That sucks.
If I could take a moment to shamelessly rip off a Norm Macdonald joke, I could say, with the crisis in Italy, this could affect the olive oil industry, and we could soon go through an olive oil, what's that called? When they're gone?
Shortage,
yes. And soon we'll see all the suffering that Popeye went through after the death of his wife.
That was a really long lead up for not a lot of return.
I guess you got to be as drunk as me to enjoy it.
Well, why don't we go around? Tim, have you noticed any gaps in your bug-in plan that you've had to fill in the last week or so?
I would say hand sanitizer and Lysol wipes. So
really?
and Jägermeister.
Yeah, because I'm kind of old fashioned. I love the old soap and water. I hate the feeling of hand sanitizer on my hands. It's just I sanitize my hands and go, okay, now let's wash this shit off. So I might as well just wash my hands properly anyway.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, man. I would much rather soap and water. So you actually went out and panic bought Lysol wipes and Purell hand sanitizer.
No, but sometimes would it be nice when I go out and buy shit when I went out, I went and bought pasta and stuff like that, and I did love what you did. We had a lot of casseroles this weekend with to clear out the pantry to make room for the new to kind of get the old stock taken up. So we had a lot of baked macaronis and stuff.
You can't say old stock anymore. That's racist.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. And what I wanted was I do want a small hand sanitizer in my car. So when you do your shopping, I want to go get in the car and hand sanitize, and then touch your steering wheel and keys and stereo and heater and
exactly
shit
what I did today.
Yeah.
Touch your face. Yeah.
Touch your face.
Yeah. Just don't be like that. The lady in the U.S. that goes through the whole thing about not to do this, that, and everything else, and immediately licks her finger.
Licks her finger. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's inspiring.
Yeah. I'm not a huge hand sanitizer guy, but I've got one of the small bottles that I just keep in my jacket pocket for if I have to go out into public and touch a bunch of stuff, then I'll just
Did we touch on the fact the public is the worst?
Yeah.
Fucking public, man. Joe Public. I just want to punch him right in the mouth right now.
Punch him right in the face.
Yeah. And then hand sanitize immediately.
Yes. Before you get back to your car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course.
All right.
But I don't.
If you're still there, have you? I guess you haven't had any gaps in your preps because you didn't have to do anything.
Ian?
Yeah.
Ian stepped out for a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Well, all right then.
He's on a temporary hiatus.
Oh, is this? Yeah, I guess it's that time, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Gavin, in your little adventure, did you have any gaps in your plug-in plan that you needed to deal with?
Um,
That sounds like a no.
yeah, I mean, yes, but no, like nothing that like I can't do without. So I'm good. I mean, there's stuff I would have liked to have done, but like I'm sure there's going to be something like if we actually go on lockdown, I'll be like, God damn it, I should have done that. But like,
What were those things?
yeah, I don't know. I don't even
You
know.
want to talk about it?
No, not really.
You don't want to reveal your insecurities and
No,
gaps in your plan.
I don't. You never show weakness, Tim. Never.
One thing I did go in and I hand wrote notes about how much bleach to add to water to,
The kids' lunches.
to kids' lunches.
I guess that's a good idea. I mean, I have a not insubstantial library to my left. I have like 4 bookcases of books, but I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I don't have written down, like the correct ratio of water to bleach, because it's
I think
not a thing that I
isn't
ever
it?
think I'm not going to be able to look up.
yeah, because that's the thing. Like there was everyone's
But yeah,
saying,
is it a cap full to a
I
glass
can
or a
do
cap
this and
full to
that,
like a
and
gallon or a cap full to a
Yeah.
55-gallon drum, right?
it's half
Yeah.
a teaspoon to 10 gallons
Yeah.
Wow,
of bleach,
yeah,
and then
very,
stir
very
it
little.
and let it sit for 30 minutes.
And what does that do? That just like kills everything in it. Supposed
Kills
to.
pretty much everything in it, but still
Flavors
leaves
it.
it
Yeah.
drinkable. It's flavorful. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
I got,
if I use the lemon scented bleach, does that mean it tastes like lemon water?
yeah,
I'm
and then
pretty
just
sure
add-
that's when you
well,
go
if
to
you
shitty
put enough
hotel and
in-
they have it in the lobby.
I feel like you should. I feel like you should test that for us.
You're a
I'm
fucking
kidding. I-
pioneer.
Well,
I'm
because I
kidding, I
happened to
like
have found a bottle of lemon scented bleach for some reason yesterday when I was cleaning things up. Like, I literally have never bought this ever in the history of ever. What the hell is this?
Bleach.
For me, one thing that I've thought about that I'm gonna fix. I'm gonna fix it tomorrow because it's not something that's sold out yet. But both my motorized vehicles, that being my motorcycle and my truck, both need oil changes, which is if you're not gonna be able to go out for a while, it should be something you know how to do yourself. If you don't, start watching some videos and maybe try it for yourself. If you don't know how, but yeah, vehicle maintenance.
But like,
Especially, like I said, the biggest thing is once the truck stop rolling, getting parts is going to become very, very hard very quickly. So,
Yeah, I guess that's a fair point. I don't really keep extra
oil filters,
maintenance
jugs of
stuff
oil.
on hand. Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Is like I go when it's
Do you
time
know-
to
do
do
you
an
know
oil
what
change.
else?
I go and buy a thing of oil and I buy a new filter.
do you know what else is going to get hard very quickly? It's me if I hear a looter on my porch.
I think the whole panel can take part in that.
Tens of thousands of rounds of
Yeah.
practice is now about to come into play.
Train for this my whole life.
Just make sure you use the right gun, because if you use the one that shoots the bullets, you'll be okay. If you use the other one, they kind of frown upon that, and you'll end up in jail.
Yes, yeah.
You could do both or both. Both works.
No,
Oh,
no.
Tim, you just got out interned on the internet. The comment section is having some Spurg moments, and they're saying that the ratio of bleach is incorrect.
Oh, what happened?
I don't know.
What-
Apparently,
what
Tim
is
lied
it?
to the audience.
Tim,
I don't know.
For shame, Doc.
That's what. Come on. I listen, audience. Quit being unruly. I happen to be a liberal who did 4 seconds of Google searching on the subject. So
You're practically a coronavirus
I'm
expert.
practically
That-
prime minister.
That, or maybe it's Tim's prepper plan. He's telling everyone to put too much bleach so it poisons them, and then they don't need their supplies, and he
that's
can
not
just
a-
go and collect them.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
not a
Can't use
terrible
your
idea,
teeth if you're
actually.
dead.
Yeah.
Yoink.
This ass cleans itself.
Wait, what?
Shitting bleach.
You
Oh,
That's
what,
not
okay.
good.
What did the Spur god in the audience say?
just
No,
that you're
they-
wrong.
Just say you're
Okay.
wrong, yeah. So no,
they didn't
actual
correct
facts.
me.
Oh,
No,
1/8 of a teaspoon is 16 cups. What the fuck measures in? Okay, 1 gallon. Okay,
Americans,
So 1/8
they
of a
measure in
teaspoon.
cups.
Yeah.
One what?
1/8 of a teaspoon. Or is
Okay,
that
and I
table-
said
yeah.
I said a half a teaspoon for for bleach for 10 gallons.
Your ratio is wrong. That
It's
doesn't
not that
make-
far off, though. He said an
Yeah.
eighth of a teaspoon for 1 gallon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like 12.5% over.
I feel like either way, you're not going to kill yourself if you follow
Yeah.
either ratio.
Then what's
Yeah.
the point?
Exactly.
Yeah. I think you'll be fine.
I mean, your way probably saves more, right? It'll last longer.
My way, your corpse has whiter teeth at the funeral.
Yeah.
But we're all going to be
That's
cremated
awful.
anyway. What?
Did I say that out loud?
It's just a fact, Andrew. Come on. Let's be adults.
Ah, that's
Bro.
Is
fun.
that
All
is
right,
that
so-
how they get the colored smoke when the Pope dies? It's just,
Yes, I feel like as a not Catholic Christian or not Christian Catholic,
Practicing?
either way.
Not a practicing Christian? Is that what you
Well,
wanna say?
I'm not
I'm a-
practicing at either of those
Yeah.
things.
I'm a
Yeah.
non-practicing bleach drinker.
Yet.
Yet.
I feel like that's a reasonable way to assume that the colored smoke comes out of the papal pad.
yeah. I mean, someone proved me wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. Call your favorite cardinal and ask, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck off or fight me, bro.
Well, let's go around again. I think we'll go with Gavin to start with. Things that the pandemic has illuminated in your life that you don't feel like you adequately spent enough time or money preparing for. What have you not done that you wish you did?
Well, I guess one of the things is like I probably should have grabbed more dog food and now cat and snake food with Angela moving in with me. More gas would have been nice. Like I filled up the car and everything, but like I don't really have a bunch of empty jerry cans. So if I did and had more time and money to acquire those things, I would have done that. I probably should have tested my generator. Not that I really need it, and I'm sure it'll work because I do the proper maintenance and everything on it, but it would be nice to just make sure that it's good to go. And more ammo. Not that I don't have a lot, allegedly, but more is always better.
I went to Canadian Tire this morning, unrelated. I needed salt for my water softener, but I was walking through the sporting goods section just to see what this selection was like. And I was like just casually perusing the ammunition. And an employee came by and she goes, do you need some ammo? I said, well, I mean, yes, but I don't know that I'm going to buy any right now. She was very confused.
Your prices are too fucking high. I'll just steal it later.
Well, that was the thing. Was like the display case was still full, and it's like, well,
$14 for American Eagle. Fuck you.
I do need. I mean, I would like some more ammo. I don't need some more ammo.
My local
Yeah.
Canadian Tire used to sell aluminum cased Blazer for like 18 for 50 for 9mm.
They actually sold 9mm ammo. Wow.
That's impressive, actually.
Nobody hunts with that.
I mean, mine sells American Eagle 55 grain, which is nice when I need a couple boxes to top up before a match. But it's like $14 a box, which is like almost double what
Mine
it is
is-
like on most websites.
Mine is basically like 12 gauge and 20 gauge ammo, 22, 308, 303,
270.
270.
Get out
Yeah,
of the
and that's it.
Surprised
Like,
they
I'm
have
surprised-
anything at yours.
Yeah.
We have all of the hunting calibers, and we have boxes and boxes of surplus. You want
44
Chinese
rimfire?
surplus for? I
Canadian
didn't see
Tire?
44 rimfire. I went and looked specifically for you.
Did you say 44 rimfire?
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah,
even
it's a
know that
thing.
was that's the thing I learned today. This is brand new to me today.
I mean, it would be brand new to anybody in about the last 120 years since they haven't made it since the 1800s. But all right.
It's good for taking bison in here.
Dave, did you have any holes in your plan that you wish you would have spent time or money on leading up to this pandemic?
Like I said, like Gavin said, I mean, it could always, I don't know, it's like never enough ammo. You have lots, but you could always have more. But I don't think there's going to be a shortage on that just yet anyway, so I'm not terribly worried
No.
about that. We're not at that point
And-
yet.
It's going pretty crazy, dude. I was talking with Trevor, and he was saying that the store that he works out, 60,000 rounds sold in one day.
Not
And there's a bunch of other stores, and there's actually a news article that just kind of came out that like there is a rush on ammo. It's just starting. Like everyone's stocked up on like TP, and with whatever money they've got left, they're buying ammo now. So I mean, if you're gonna buy it,
might as well get some.
yeah. I mean, if you already have a decent stockpile, you should be fine. And if you listen to this show, you probably do. But
what's a decent stockpile, though?
Yeah, like I have 1,000 rounds of each. Is that enough?
I'm gonna go with no. I'm straight up for Dave. I'm just gonna say no.
But I mean, if you have to say if I need to shoot 1,000 rounds, what kind of motherfucking firefight am I in? I'm probably gonna be dead by the end of it.
Zombies, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like I got more
zombies.
Yeah, I mean, and you like
everyone here. We could all expend more than Schwarzenegger did in Commando and have like
one shot, one kill.
I'm a sexual Tyrannosaurus.
Yeah. How many? What I'm worried about is how many skill saw blades I have and how well I can throw them.
What about axe handles? Do you have enough axe handles?
Yeah, we can.
Oh man.
But I mean, like everyone needs a mag so that they can just do like a mag dump into the air while screaming it was a firefight. And then you need your ammo on top of that.
Yeah, I don't know. I imagine that everyone's situation is different, but Dave, I'm as your heterosexual life partner and sniper teammate, I'm gonna just go ahead and say that no, that's not enough, bro.
All right, point taken.
Like if you had less than that, I would definitely worry and go and buy some before it gets sold out, or buy the components to load. I would say that at 1,000 rounds, while more is always better, you're probably comfortable-ish.
Man,
but more is always better.
I'm sitting on 10,000 rounds, and I'm still like, kind of wish I had double that, triple that.
I mean, yes. Ultimately, yes. If you have the space for it, more is always better. It's not going to go bad.
Yeah.
And, I mean, how are you going to overthrow a government if you don't have enough ammo? Let's be honest.
I mean, there's small things right now that, like, it's not time to panic yet, and I'm going to keep doing it over the coming weeks. You know, like gasoline. I want to have more of that as well. I'm going to go buy some more jerry cans. It's still available. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to get more because you can never have enough gasoline. I
mean, that's a lot of gasoline.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can start making bombs and stuff if you really need to. Did I say that loud?
The comments of Dave are not reflective of the rest of the panel.
No, but I mean,
but he's not wrong.
Gasoline it can be bartered with and stuff, so it's good to have. Even if you have an excess, then that means you can trade for it. Other stuff that you may need, like TP, I guess. But right now, it's really hard to say. I don't know. I feel like I'm just trying not to panic. You know, I don't really want to feel like I don't feel like I'm short on anything. I can survive for a while. I'm still pretty faithful, I guess you want to say the word, if that's the correct word, that it's not going to get that bad. So we'll see. But I'm still continuing to prep for worst case scenario, though. Not in a panicky mode, though.
Yeah, well, and I wouldn't imagine that any of us are going to be panicky, but like, I mean, I've been to the grocery store. There's people that are freaking the F out over this.
Oh yeah. Dude, when I went on Friday,
I went there today, so I can get them up to date.
Insane. Like the nonsense, like people with 2 and 3 shopping carts full of like perishable food items, or like like a whole shopping cart full of toilet paper, and like nobody needs that much.
Mm-hmm. Like, and all the canned goods are gone.
I had a half a cart. Yeah, I had a half a cart of stuff just to supplement. And I waited an hour in fucking line for that. Although worse was the poor bastard behind me that had like 2 boxes of Oreos and a couple of other like miscellaneous things. So like 1 shopping bag's worth of stuff. I was like, that dude picked the wrong fucking day to be at the store.
I mean, you think he'd go like take a course correction after standing in line for an hour and just go, maybe 2 cucumbers.
Yeah. Or you walk into the store and go, I'm going to go to the convenience store across the street that also has Oreos. Sure, I'm paying double, but I'm not wasting an hour of my life.
Yeah.
Well, that was the point I was just going to hit on, was maybe he just didn't have anything better to do.
Maybe.
Except
He was
ketchup.
old.
Guy has a line fetish. He just loves it.
The thing that people don't
That's why he
understand too
votes
is like
NDP. Just fingers crossed.
because like I went today. Like the thing that people don't realize too, like there was tons and tons of fresh pasta which you can just freeze, and then there's tons of fresh meats, cold cuts. There was a bit of bottled water there, which was pretty surprising. There was no fucking canned goods to be had.
Yeah. So it's not really like a prepper episode, but it is like not a prepper podcast. But I remember like I was listening to Spurko a long time ago, and he was saying like everyone goes out and buys these generators because we all have a generator. It's called a car, and we paid good money for it, you know. And he went on with this whole thing like go buy a 5-gallon can of gasoline every month and put the month on it and then fill it up. And someone Kaz in the YouTube comments was saying like make sure you get your gas stabilizer too, because we all know gas is shitty nowadays kind of thing. So Spurko was saying like this is
contrary to The Walking Dead. It doesn't last for years and years and years. And
so
going bad.
buy a 5-gallon can of gas and like write 3 on it for March and then fill it up with stable and gasoline.
Yeah, diesel even more so. There's so many, especially like the biofuel stuff. We're not so bad in Canada. We have good fuel, but all the southern states that don't have to go to winter fuel, that stuff's good for max 3 to 6 months, and it's fucking junk. It ruins your fuel system. So anybody that's down in the lower states, heed my warning. That stuff's very bad.
You can buy like cans of gasoline, like Aspen Gas, and there's a couple of other people that make like premium canned gas that actually has a very, very long shelf life. And it's got premixed gas for you 2-cycle guys if you needed to run your weed whacker in the apocalypse to hack zombies. I mean, you put a brush cutter blade on that, you're golden.
I'm going to edge my lawn the same as I do every Sunday when it's over 12 degrees.
Is that a euphemism?
No, it's literally what I do like 8 months out of the year.
You're a lawn edger?
Fuck yeah, I do.
Okay.
I live in one of the prettiest cities in southern Ontario. How do you think we get that award? Because there's a bunch of retired people and me.
Yeah. You're one of those guys, you go wash your driveway with your hose.
You're goddamn right I do.
I'm pretty sure I actually came over one time and Andrew was out on the lawn with a pair of scissors making sure that it was like absolutely uniform.
Do you like winning awards or not? Who are we at? Did we ask Dave? We asked Dave. Did we ask Tim? Tim, did you have any?
Tim,
did you have any?
Nothing
that you didn't.
Nothing's jumping out. Like
to?
we normally buy a lot of shit in bulk. Like I remember years ago, like you just flip through. Like I'm a flyer flipper. I could get the flyers and crack through them, and it's just like toilet paper was on sale once for like 71% off at Walmart. I went and bought like 3 of those things. Like we always I'm from a small town that used to get snowed in like crazy, and it's just like you just had a month's food, you know, like it just so
it's normal.
I'm good for probably 5 or 6 weeks, just anytime. So and I went out and bought extra 2 8-kilogram bags of rice and some dried beans and stuff like that, and canned sauces, and I got more rounds than you could ever expect to ever pop off before, you know, get overwhelmed by the zombies. It's just like I'm pretty good bugging in, you know. I think if you'd have to reassess, like one thing, like everyone's like, what do they get? What do they not get? It's just like I would begin to look if things go really bad in about a week or two, then everyone's got to look at ground floor accessibility, you know, beef up your security in your house kind of thing. But
yeah, that's a fair assessment. I mean, I may or may not have sheets of plywood in the garage for such occasions.
Yeah.
Storms and such.
And I'm with you on a lot of that, Tim. Like the way I grew up is just that we always had food ahead, and that we canned stuff, and we kept stuff, and we bought stuff on sale. So that's just the way that I've always been as an adult. The exception for that being like a year in university where I basically just drank beer.
Yeah, but I'm sure you still planned ahead and had enough on hand so that you could drink beer.
At one point, we started making furniture out of beer. Like out of beer cases, like full
That
beer
just-
cases. We just
Wow,
That just shows.
it's a lot of agency.
Yeah.
I
mean,
lot of
like,
agency.
well, I have no room for a sofa, so I guess we'll just sit on beer cases now. Oh, I have enough to arrange it in the shape of a sofa. All right.
You're just like, look at, I could carry these back and get $8.40 and change,
or I could have a couch.
or I have a love seat.
All the chicks will dig
Yeah.
it.
I mean,
All
that's
of
just
the chicks.
resourcefulness, really.
Yeah.
I mean, really,
sit on my
that's
beer
what it
case
was.
lawn. Yeah, my beer case love seat and edge my lawn.
You leave my lawn edging out of this. My lawn loves it. It hasn't even used the safe word recently. Yeah. Couple of things that we stocked up on. Gavin touched on extra pet food because we keep a month in advance on hand. So we're on the Costco dog food brand, and I want no business anywhere going near Costco for the next little bit. So we're a little bit ahead on that again.
Oh, here's something interesting just popped up. Zares in Owen Sound is now opening from 7 a.m. till 8 a.m. for seniors only, so the seniors can get in and out at, and shop
Thank
in a
God.
stress-free.
Let them get up early so I don't have to.
It's about time. I'm tired of seeing them out there. I go out,
Driving slow and shit, slowing me down.
It's like I got 1 hour to go get my food, eat it, and like chill a bit.
Yeah, like get the fuck out of my way. Can't they just die already? Fuck. So inconsiderate.
Wow. That's
Gavin, come on, you're 2 weeks early. Jesus. Let's give them.
They're not quite a drain on society just yet.
Oh man. In
I'm
2 weeks,
with
everyone's
you,
going to be
Rick.
like, what are we going to do with all these tea services? Jesus Christ. Golf clubs.
you leave my local country club alone. I can go there and drink, and it's not terribly expensive.
Apparently, you should join the Legion. That's cheap drinking.
I have moral oppositions to the Royal Canadian Legion, but that's a different thing for a different podcast.
Well, everyone needs a hobby.
Okay, real
Good for
question
you.
here. Real talk question here. So, do we think there's going to be a shortage on ammo soon or imminently?
Yes.
Yes.
The Americans are going to go nuts, and we're going to see, what was the year that Sandy Hook happened? 2006?
Mhm.
Yeah,
That was
it's
the
already
rimfire
yeah,
shortage.
it's already happening. Like it's
Yeah.
already happening in the
It's
US.
now
It's already
time to
happening
stop
here.
practicing.
Yeah.
And start cleaning and oiling.
Yeah.
Load what you got.
So I should turn this one box to 2 boxes from Tenda, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah, and you need to give me back some powder, because that powder I loaned you, that was pre-apocalypse powder, so I got to turn that into ammo soon.
You're gonna get enough for about 300 rounds of 308 because the rest of it's going in mine.
So, on an unrelated note, does any drill bit drill through aluminum?
Yes, aluminum is
Pretty
very
well,
soft
yeah.
metal.
Yeah, okay.
Very soft metal. It's a very soft metal.
Asking for a friend.
Asking for a
Yes.
friend. He's fixing their
I'm
garden
pretty
shed.
sure you could do it just with like a punch and a hammer, and just like,
Really?
I
Pretty
don't
sure.
recommend that. But anyways,
I'm just saying, if you were creative, if you needed to, I feel like motivated Tim to get it done.
Creative. I'm a
you
liberal.
could get
for
the old
Christ's sake.
style ones. Honestly, aluminum's so soft. You could get like those hand crank drills with a
Yeah.
proper drill bit, and
Do you know who-
you could still go right through it.
Do you know
Or
who won't?
just
Do you know who
use
won't
the
be soft?
Screwdriver.
Me when I hear a looter on my porch.
Huzzah! Yeah, you did.
And Todd, no, you don't. I'm speaking from experience. A flat screwdriver will work just fine.
All the time in the world.
Yeah.
So should we do it like what end of the world movies does everyone watch lately?
I watched Contagion actually when this COVID-19 thing first broke out, and I shouldn't have watched it.
You got the nightmares.
This is the
It
end.
just gave me-
Classic,
Yeah.
classic movie. I was trying to find Outbreak the other day to watch because that's.
I watched the original Mega Man from 1971 with my daughter.
Mega Man?
Oh, the Omega Man with Charlton Heston.
Mega Man. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There's a scene.
Good
there's a
old
scene-
Charlton from my cold dead hands.
He has an old Vietnam era infrared setup on a BAR. He just so he's in this 5th floor apartment in New York, and like these guys in robes.
What's going on?
Did we just lose Tim?
I see his
Sure.
thing moving, but I don't hear him talking.
Chick.
There
What
we
the hell
go.
was that?
Just say motherfucker and then
Oh
continue.
my
Yeah.
god!
I
I
think
think Charlton
Steve's-
Heston's
Steve's just-
estate is after me.
Yeah.
What? Anyway, yeah, he has this. He's just up in this penthouse, like on this 5th floor, like luxury apartment, and he just like has all these whiskeys and stuff like that. And then these guys attack him, and he just goes out on his balcony, and fires off rounds with his BAR and 1970s era night vision. It's a dream of mine. it's pretty
That's a good
sweet
dream.
living.
All right. Well, I got another 1,000 rounds coming, just in case the panel wanted to know. We're good.
Just now.
Just now.
I
mean, for one person, I feel like for one person, I'm pretty good.
Yeah, you're
And I got a ton of shotgun ammo last week. My buddy picked up a bunch for me, so several flats of that. So I'll probably be handing the shotgun to the father if it comes down to that.
Yeah.
You know, so a little bit of spray and pray.
three gun. It's not just a sport; it's a way of life.
Yeah, 11
Right.
plus 1. Get some.
I do have a small shortage on my side. I'm very, very low on 223 rifle projectiles. I have basically none because I spent all my money buying all of that 9mm 147 grain off Marty that he didn't want. So I put all of my ammo budget into buying cheap pistol projectiles, and now I have no ability to load.
147
Get
grains.
a
is
PCC.
Too many
Problem solved.
grains. What's with all the grains?
Yeah, just get a PCC. Problem solved.
You're gonna
Yeah,
walk with
buy
a
an
limp if you carry
FX9.
that many grains.
Good to go. Then you
Yeah,
have
but-
then you have your AR platform covered.
I don't
and
know if you
your pistol.
understood what I said. I spent all the money on the bullets. I
Oh,
don't
so
have
there's no money. There's no funds. Okay, I see. Well, I
And
technically
unlike everyone else, I'm not paying an extra 19.97% interest on my fucking toilet paper. So
Maybe you can find someone willing to trade.
yeah.
honestly, I think if it comes down to it, I'm just gonna like put my body armor and my cool guy glasses on and just post up at the edge of town and just declare that
Toll road.
we don't. Your kind's not welcome here.
It's
Yeah,
Andrew
turn
Town.
back- which
motherfucker.
way's the way to town? Back the way you came.
Yeah.
Yeah. Many a fair maiden has lost her baubles to my trade.
Mhm.
I guess we should probably talk about like Dougie's and JT's.
Oh yes, quite.
Yeah, I don't
Press-
want to spend a
press
ton of time on that, and I'm getting the alert that my my battery on my headset's probably only got 10 minutes left on her. So yeah, today's
that's-
news. We had
9
the
minutes
Ontario
more than we need to
Premier.
spend on Trudeau. Yeah.
9 minutes. We won't even get through the first 40 minutes of the press conference when he doesn't show up.
Yeah.
This shit.
Yeah, so today, this morning, we had the Ontario Premier, Doug Ford, giving his remarks, and then this afternoon at 1:42, we had the Prime Minister show up for his 1 o'clock press conference.
Yeah.
And give his remarks in both official languages.
Which was very odd and distracting.
Well, my
he was-
problem was kept being like, oh, I know that word. I know that word. I don't know what they mean when you put them together.
Yeah.
Yeah, you catch one word here and there, and then you lost the rest of them.
They should have just
Like,
done it all the
throw away.
way in one language and then all the way in the other language. Would have been way easier.
It's like when you're on a phone menu and it's like, press 1 to speak English, and then they still go on in French, and I'm like, quit
Yeah.
wasting my fucking time, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So I guess Cole's notes version. I watched all of the Ford press release. I watched part of the Prime Minister's press release. Short versions of each. The Ontario basically schools are shut down. All the options are on the table. Big old nothing burger. They don't know what they're going to do. They haven't decided yet. The chief medical officer for the province has been talking to her federal counterpart. That's the gist of it.
Yeah, well, I guess he said that they're going to introduce legislation today that waives the wait time for EI if you've been laid off as a result of the coronavirus. Also, you're not going to require a doctor's note if you self-quarantine or actually have to go into quarantine. That's pretty much the gist of it. Although some people are taking that to mean that stay home and don't work.
The one thing I'm confused on, is it confirmed? Are the kids out of school now till September, or is that just they're thinking about
Not
doing
September, no.
Not
they are,
Ontario. Alberta, they
weeks.
are. BC,
Yeah.
they're talking about it. Quebec, je ne parle pas français, but I think so.
Yeah. Ontario is still an extra 2 weeks after March break.
I think you'll see it come. We got 3 more weeks of escalation to get through, and I think it'll happen eventually. Like it's just
I
but
think
then
the
what
rest of
happened?
the year's a write-off, man.
and I don't
what hap-
I don't think it matters really because what creates value?
What do you
Well,
mean?
not the government.
In terms of
Scarcity. Scarcity. What does everyone in Ontario get?
Nothing, and they'll like
Public school education.
nothing.
Or public
They weren't
school
getting one
education
anyways, as
is
it
worth
were.
nothing.
Even with the schools being open, they
No.
weren't getting one of those.
It's a baseline.
Yeah. But yeah, basically,
I bet you all the kids from this generation are gonna be smarter than the past like 15 years because they're all homeschooled for a year and a half. Are probably going to learn more anyways.
that
There's
depends who's
going to be
homeschooling them.
man. There's going to be two schools on that. There's going to be the Gen Xers and the Gen Zs that are homeschooling their kids, and most of them aren't going to know how to fucking look up YouTube videos. And there's going to be like my kid that's going to be doing like quantum mechanics when he's like in 6th grade because I got nothing else to show him like how to do the times tables. Once he's got that solved, like, all right, let's do quadratic equations. Okay, cool. You're 8.
On to algebra.
Let's give her.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be.
But that's what I mean. Like, did you need a whole year of learning your times tables when you were in the 3rd grade?
No.
That shit down by
No one
Christmas.
needs that shit.
Right. That's
My
my
daughter's
like,
doing sine, cosine stuff, and I'm like, come on, really? Just measure the fucking angle. It's just like I said. The only people who need to know that will have either computer designing software that they can just
Auto calculates it.
Yeah, the auto calculate that, or you're using real world shit and you'll just stick a fucking protractor on it.
Yeah. Way
yeah,
easier,
that is
more accurate.
literally how we do it in real life. Is just hold the protractor up and be like, 17 and a half-ish.
Yeah,
Good enough. Plug it in, see if it runs.
Yeah,
Get the rope out. You got to have the little rope hanging thing. You know, the
That's
pendulum,
right, the plumb bob.
the plumb bob. There you go.
You need your plumb bob when you edge your grass. Yeah.
I feel like we're talking about something else.
keep the beam nice and straight.
You go where you want to go, dog.
Yeah, but the Ford press conference is basically a whole load of nothing.
Yeah, which is completely different than the Prime Minister's press conference, which was 42 minutes worth of nothing, 50 minutes of annoyance, and then another 50 minutes of nothing.
Yeah.
So a big
All he
steaming
had
pile
to
of shit, right?
All he had to do was project some fucking sense of competence and try to instill a little bit of.
You know what though? I actually feel really inspired having watched the Prime Minister today.
42 minutes, really?
Once he got there, he didn't or ah once.
It's
I
true.
had like
Marty
I
was
had
confused.
shots of
Marty was
Jameson all laid
coronavirus.
out.
He's probably reading
I had,
verbatim.
Shot glasses of Jameson on my desk, ready to go. Every time he drinks, I was going to throw one at not a single one.
That's probably why he was 42 minutes late. He had to make sure he had every line memorized.
Man,
That
can you
or
imagine
whoever
how
had
many
the
bushels of
hand
weed
up
that guy had to
back.
smoke?
Gerald Butts slapped the ums out of him.
Yeah. I guess
What's
the
my name?
only thing that came out of the Trudeau one was that we've kind of closed the borders.
Except to Americans and returning Canadians and
People in
Canadians who have relations with other non-Canadians, like their significant others, whatever. And people from certain other countries. I forget what the list of countries was. It's like America, Mexico, and some island.
Yeah. There's like a weird list.
Oh, since we're on the topic, there's a big sale on Chinese mail order brides.
Excellent.
I'm all set, but good to know.
Yeah.
Well, not everybody's taken in this panel.
The other thing I guess that came out of it was he set like $10 billion aside for relief for companies that are hit hard by this whole thing.
Okay.
So every company, but probably not small businesses like what you run or what I run.
No,
Yeah.
because those are just tax grabs. Those are just ways
Yeah.
for
So not
wealthy
the
people to
1.14
shelter their
million
taxes.
of the 1.17 million companies in Canada. Also, like I did the math on this one, and like so, like I've seen a lot of people when the Ford thing came out, and then Trudeau, and they're both like, if you can stay home, you should, are taking that to mean everybody stay home, everybody panic. We all now need government assistance to live because I can't go to work. So I did the quick math on it, and like he's got $10 billion. There's what, 14, 15 million full-time employees or something like that. At $952 average salary in Canada a week, you're looking like $14.5-ish billion
A week.
a week in salary alone that's paid out in this country. So he's got enough money set aside to almost pay everybody that's full-time, not including the part-time people, or in terms of businesses, like the expenses that businesses have to pay ongoing in order to do business to make the money that they use to then pay the employees this amount. So basically, nobody gets anything. We all get a fucking peanut if we're lucky. So that 10 billion is nowhere near what's needed to support the population moving forward. And also, where does that money come from? The very people that we're trying to fucking help. So yeah, this
It'd
whole
be best to just fucking leave people alone. Yeah.
Yeah, like just be smart. Like if you're sick, stay the fuck home. If you're like one of those people that's high risk if you get it, stay the fuck home. Everyone else, just if you can work from home, great, but not everybody can do that. I have people that work in my warehouse. They can't obviously do that job from home, so they have to be there in order to get paid. If they aren't there, shit doesn't go out the door. The company doesn't make money, and I can't fucking pay anybody. I mean, trading the pandemic for some sort of crazy financial crisis like 3 months down the road from now isn't going to be any better off.
I just did a Google search. It's Canada is a Iroquois word for village or land.
Allegedly.
That's it.
Alleged.
So yeah, I triggered a
Oh,
bunch
that
of
was
people.
that was the entire thing where you were
Yeah.
going with that? Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry, I
I
meant
triggered a bunch
Tim,
of
not-
people on the Facebooks because I told people that the government telling people that it's mandatory to shut down is
The
stupid.
problem is you have a lot of people on your friends list that think money still grows on the fucking trees. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's be real here. Money is both fake and gay.
True.
Yeah.
Also true.
I am very much looking forward to that negative interest rate the Bank of Canada is looking at, though. I could certainly take advantage of a negative interest rate. I'm due for a mortgage renewal.
I'm gonna call up my bank and do a blend and extend on that one. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's a bunch of things they can do to help, but like a lot of their solutions just get us out of the frying pan and into the fire like 6 months from now.
Well, and that's the thing is like, let's be like Italy and just forgive all these people's debt. No, you made a bad choice. There are consequences for your poor choices.
Well,
You
even if
wanted
they
to run a
delay the
business.
debt,
This is a thing that. No, if you delay it, like that just means we're going to use my tax dollars to subsidize my interest.
Exactly, right? And like they said, oh, well, you don't have to pay rent. Well, what about the guy that owns like 4 apartment buildings and that's how he makes income? So all of those people aren't paying rent, so he gets no income. Is that fair? What are you going to do for that guy?
Yeah.
Well,
Right?
and that's my problem with this whole plan that they're gonna put this money aside to small businesses. Is it's not going to go towards the guy that has a half dozen rental properties. That's how he makes his wage. They're not going to give it towards my little tax shelter because I didn't sell any medical supplies this week. They're not going to give it to the local gun store that has to close and Elwood Epps closed, or Elwood Epps has gone to online only sales. And I know a sales guy at Elwood Epps that got his layoff notice, so he can start claiming his EI.
Mhm.
This doesn't.
Yeah, it's going to all go to
none of us are getting
Bombardier.
money.
Yeah, Bombardier will get it. Maybe some other big guys that spend a bunch of money at the liberal fucking banquets will get it. We won't get
Well,
it.
that's what I mean. Yeah. Todd on YouTube says SNC Laughlin and McCain, and like, yeah, that's he's not
I mean,
wrong. That's where this money's going to go, man.
Yeah, think about all like if they do force like a shutdown of all businesses, like almost every small privately owned business is fucked. Like I know a ton of people that like that's their income and like they're not essential services. You know, they're not going to get anything out of this. They'll get peanuts. That's not enough to pay their mortgages. It's not enough to pay their rent or their bills, put food on their table.
Yeah, but they're the kind of people that wouldn't make a fucking headline. So like when they say, "Oh, we gave blah to McCain," everyone goes, "Oh, I know those things. I buy them and cook them in my oven."
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Fucking retarded.
It is.
Fucking potatoes.
Oh yeah, those small ones are kind of awesome though.
Fucking Irish.
What did my people ever do to you?
You gave us Bill Marneau, you asshole.
Well, I mean, he's French. That's not my fault.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, he definitely takes more after the French. I don't associate with them, even though I'm half them too.
Bill's not a very French name, just saying.
All right, let's remind everybody about TACOM. Assuming this doesn't get canceled and we can go to the International Center.
It'll get canceled.
TACOM Canada 2020 will be September 11th to 13th at the International Center. Canadian Program Podcasters Network will be in attendance at TACOM 2020. Your favorite podcasters will be on hands at the show, so make sure you stop by the booth, meet your favorites, and pick up some swag. You can see details at TACOMCanada.com, and if you use the link on our show notes on every episode, we get a whole $1 to help pay for Ian's flight from BC.
We need Ian.
Buy your tickets now to help pay for Ian's flight.
We like Ian.
Ian stepped out, but if you want to reach him, you can do that by sending an email to theislandretreat@gmail.com. Or he does this other podcast. It's called Canadian Prepper Podcast. They are Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern on the YouTube or anywhere that fine podcasts are sold.
Quite
Gavin.
good, like Tim Steve's treasures.
Gavin, where can everybody find you?
Well, there's a bunch of places you would have been able to find me, but they're all canceled now. So you're going to have to just see me on the Instagrams at Urbix_GTA, where normally I would post some fun shenanigans and stuff, but it's going to be pretty boring from now on with everything canceled. But that's where I am.
Dave, where can everybody find you?
Find me on the IGs at Diesel6223. As far as I know, I just had the AGM meeting at the ORA this past weekend, and we're going to be continuing it, hopefully as planned, as long as the bases stay opened with the skeleton crew. So I will be holding matches very soon, coming up in May. So hit me up at oraprecision@gmail.com if you want to come out to one of my long range matches.
I do want to come out to one of your long range matches.
For my life partner, you have to.
How can we get in touch with you with the ORA Precision?
No one knows. The ORA website is awful.
No, literally email that email, and that goes to me.
Yeah, and you make sure you attach a dick pic to that email.
No dick pics. Yeah. You send a dick pic, you're not invited.
Matt, you haven't even seen what dick pic I was going to send you. Why you got to shut that down right away?
Nope. None at all.
Excuse me, my eyes are up here.
I have this wonderful collection of photos of Ronald Reagan that I enjoy sending to Instagram models when they complain about dick pics. Devin knows what I mean.
You could also probably just put one of Trudeau.
Heyo. Liberal Tim, I want to thank you for rejoining the panel. Your absence has been noted. Where can everyone find you when you're not on the show?
I'd like to apologize for my absence and just I guess I could say a story. I've been absent. The cheesecake of my soul has been poorly defrosted lately.
Can we warm you up?
Maybe.
My hands are all yours, baby.
Anyway, you can find me at facebook.com/timsgoodtshirts. And everyone stay safe. Keep buy it cheap, stack it deep. Read your defrosting instructions.
Especially the Jägermeister. Stock up. Also works as a disinfectant.
We miss you, Tim. We miss you.
I'm sorry. I need a minute.
Let's
Take your time. It's been a long time since we've had Liberal Tim on on the show. Bask in all its glory.
Oh man,
Good stuff.
how are your cheesecake supplies?
Not nearly high enough.
Lackluster at the moment.
Yeah, not gonna lie. Virtually zero until tonight.
I've got a lot of cheese though, so I could just like put a candle in it and make it a cheesecake, right?
No,
I
cheesecakes
don't
are
think
very
it works that
specific.
way.
Very complicated.
There are rules.
You might
dude.
want to YouTube that one.
There are rules, dude.
There are rules.
We live in a society, damn it.
I'm Stan.
Ah,
I'm
as
defrosting my cheesecake.
always, my name is Andrew. You can find me at ragnaroktactical.ca. And if you've listened this long, you deserve a discount code. Use the discount code Patriot at checkout and save yourself some money. I have to apologize to Rod Giltaka. Due to the current self-quarantine protocol, Rod could not be on the show. I don't think he realizes that he doesn't have to leave his home. That's okay. For all of our listeners out there in podcast land, I would like to remind you that you are the true north, strong and free.